Okay. Oh, I am live. Everybody, hi. Hey, thank you for joining this live stream. I'm just going to play this little bit of animation. Just bear with me for 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere at all because I've got a fantastic guest standing by. Okay, hang on. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Like my friend Anita Krishna in Canada, she worked for a global news or a big news network. She started to ask just regular questions. She's like, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? We're a news organization. Isn't that what we do as a news organization? And she got fired for that, of course.
Crazy.
Yes, I did. Hello, everybody. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I used to be a director at Global News for about 20 years, and then they fired me as soon as I started to ask questions about COVID or the vaccines or ask them, oh God, I got to remember that I'm on YouTube here. All right, all the things that we didn't report, I asked them about, we talked about, but they did not get reported until they kicked me out the door. But anyway, welcome to this live stream today. I did a video the other day about this lady. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you have not heard of this lady. But I feel fortunate that I'm going to talk to this. She's lively and fun and funny. This was the woman. Now, here, okay. If you Google Trudeau Ski Slope woman, that's all you need to do. If you just Google Trudeau Ski Slope lady, I'll tell you what comes up. The Winnipeg Sun had a headline that came up that said, Justin Trudeau ambushed at ski resort. And then the Toronto Sun said the same thing, the exact same headline, right? They all just write the same stuff anyway. And it said, Justin Trudeau ambushed at ski resort. And then the Western Standard, what came up on the internet was must watch. This is a must watch. Woman tells Trudeau to get the F out. So that just kind of shows you the difference in media presentation. But for anybody, if there's maybe one of you out there that has not seen this video yet, please let me show you this video. Here it is, your 12 seconds of joy.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Please get the fuck out of BC.
Have a wonderful day, ma'am.
Yeah, you suck.
That doesn't get old. That hasn't gotten old for me yet. So standing by, let's just bring her in right now. Emily Duggan, what's new? Anything exciting happening?
Nah. Yeah, I had a really exciting handshake a couple days ago.
You sure did. You sure did. And it's like kicked off this like flurry of activity around you. And I know nothing. I'll tell you how little I know. I could, in my previous video, I didn't even get the name of the town right. I kept calling it Rosedale or something, but it's Roslyn.
Roslyn, yeah.
Roslyn. Okay, now you've become famous or kind of infamous for doing this handshake with Trudeau, and we're going to get into talking about a lot of things. But because I don't really know the backstory of it, can you please tell everybody, how did you hear that he was going to be there? First of all, and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Okay.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here with you.
Thank you.
So, well, yeah, you're like the famous mainstream news employee that was like not having it. That's kind of it's an honor to be in a conversation with you. But
Thank you. If I might just add to that, I am the only Canadian whistleblower that was fired from network news in Canada. And probably one of the only ones in North America.
Look at us two amazing women.
we should run for prime minister, for God's sake, right? We'd have this country sorted out like that. I'll tell you that much.
Oh man, and we'd still have time to get the laundry hung up. Come on.
So true. I've got my laundry hanging right there. We're mothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So okay. So how did you hear? Okay, did you know he was going to be there? How did that part come about?
Somebody had posted on our local rant and rave site that there was this guy up at Red Mountain who was cutting in line and holding up the chair lineups, clogging up the hotel. And then somebody else was like, oh my God, that's Justin Trudeau. And so it was on our local site, and it was all like speculation and rumors. There was actually no evidence of a confirmed sighting.
Yeah.
It's like you're on a wild safari trip, right? And so I didn't know for sure.
This guy was holding up the lines. That's the first thing. Some Yahoo, but you didn't know who it was, right?
That's right. Well, and then it was like, oh no, it's the Yahoo is Justin Trudeau. But so my kids and my husband, they're like daddy kid thing that they do together is they ski. They usually go skiing, and I stay home and bake. I can ski, but I am not a good skier. And I like that they have a thing that they do together, and it gives them like an outing, and it gives me a little free time at home to do something. Who am I kidding? I'm a farm wife. Free time is just an imaginary thing I dream about. But but they had asked me to go with them that day. And I was like, oh guys, like, I don't know. And my husband, he was like, come on, Trudeau might be there. And
because there were rumblings that people kind of thought it was him, right?
Yeah,
no?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So there was rumor that he was there. So I said to him, okay, well, sure, I'll go. Now I'm not a strong skier, and I'm not a brave skier. I'm a little bit reluctant, you could say. And so I've got like an old knee injury, so I'm a wimpy skier. So there's been speculation and rumors online since this has happened that I was skiing around the mountain stalking him, and that's just not the case. I went up one chairlift twice, and we went down Easy Street just so I could like practice my shoop turns. And then my knee started to hurt, and so I started whining. And my husband was like, "Why don't you go back and eat some lunch, and we'll meet you down after a couple runs?" So that was all fine and dandy. And then my knee was just really bugging me. So I took I have my own skis, but I rented boots. So I took the boots back and walked up, and my kids were on the bunny hill, and I watched them for a while, and my husband went with them, and that was just really nice. And then it got time. I looked at the time. It was just after 2, and I called it with the family. I said, "Okay, guys, it's time to go. Like we got animals at home. We got to feed and whatnot." So we packed up and we started heading out, and the kids and my husband went down to the parking lot. I went back to grab my skis off the rack and was walking down, and that's when it happened.
Walking down, and you looked and you saw him.
Yeah. So actually, what actually happened was I saw his security detail first. I saw a man standing there with a black jacket and a black fanny pack across his chest, and this squiggly earpiece thing. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw another man like that. And then I saw another man like that. And I was like, no way. Is this what's happening right now? And then Justin Trudeau's daughter walked past me, and I was like,
you recognized her? You could recognize her? Oh, okay.
And so, yeah. And then I like looked around. Well, I didn't really recognize her, but I recognized that she was of importance and around the same age, because there was a security guy walking with her. They were quite swiftly walking. Okay. And then I looked, so I started to like scan around, and wouldn't you know it, there's Justin Trudeau putting his snowboard in the back of a truck. So, and everybody online is like, oh, that stage, she's a paid actor. How'd she get that close? Where was security? Security was there. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how I was able to walk up to him, but my speculation is that when the daughter walked past us, it put us in the security perimeter. And so we were just like in the eye of the perimeter with them. And so I just walked over to him and said, Mr. Prime Minister, and he responded to me. So
yeah. And did you know what you were going to say? You obviously you're like, I got to get my phone. Let me get this. So you thought enough to sort of get sometimes I do things and I'm like, damn, I didn't have my phone, but you're kind of like, I think I need my phone. So yeah.
So I am a parental rights advocate. And so, it's not my first rodeo, and I've learned in the past that recording things is like pretty essential for covering your butt and just maintaining the truth as told.
Sure.
And so that's why I reached in and grabbed my phone, because who's going to believe that, right? I had been joking all day. I made a post on Facebook joking about I'm going to see Justin Trudeau. I was wearing one of my parental rights hoodies that says on the back, I don't co-parent with the government. And I thought it would be priceless if he just saw me wearing that. Like, that's the closest encounter I thought would be possible. What actually happened, that was not part of the what if scenarios that were going on in my head. So this was above and beyond what I had imagined I would be participating in ever in my life. And I was just as shocked as he was with what came out of my mouth, to be completely honest.
because with a moment like that, you don't know you're going to see him. You kind of get your phone ready because we do nowadays, and you didn't know what you were going to say or what was going to come out of your mouth. No,
I didn't. And to be quite honest, his presence is very intimidating, and I'm 5'10", and he was taller than me, and that was unexpected. I did not expect that. So that kind of was like, made me like, oh, a little bit. And then his handshake, Justin Trudeau's handshake is some serious business. That thing could rip a doorknob off a door. That also gave me a moment of like, oh, what have I gotten myself into?
Right. You know what? That's so interesting that you say that, because like I'm a very short woman. So I'm intimidated by somebody. Well, I would be intimidated by Prince because he's 5'6" or 5'2" or whatever he was. But like, okay, he's tall and he's imposing. This is a man, he meets world leaders, and he's been doing this for 10 years. He's been doing this since he was a baby, right? So he better have some gravitas. So it sounded like he had gravitas. It's funny that you say he was intimidating. This is not the first time we've heard this about him. So
to be fair, and I mean, this isn't the man that I really want to be fair with, but that was my interpretation and how I felt. I don't want to say that he was trying to be intimidating. No. I just was intimidated.
Totally. I kind of get it. There's something, he has a presence.
Most certainly.
Yeah,
most certainly. And I was trying to stand on my own 2 feet at the same time in this big presence. And quickly, because security absolutely was very much there. One step behind me, I had less than 3 seconds to say something. And a lot of the online criticism that I'm receiving is, really? That was her chance to say something to Justin Trudeau, and that's what she chose to say? She couldn't have come up with anything more intelligent? And believe you me, I wish that the most intelligent sentence had come out of my mouth. But like I said, I'm just as shocked as everyone else that is what actually fell out of my mouth. And it very much did fall out of my mouth. But you know, in my response to that criticism, we were standing in the middle of a parking lot at a ski resort. We weren't there to have a conversation. A conversation wasn't going to happen. It was a moment in time. And I had a moment in time to say something that was going to make an impact. And while it was unplanned, I don't think there's any denying that an impact was made.
No, I don't think anyone can deny it. And I understand fully and completely what you're saying. You didn't know you were going to do that. It's not like you're at a protest. Let's see, when that video, when I saw it going around on Twitter, I didn't click on it right away, but I kind of thought it was going to be like one of those videos remember that guy who was like, you're awful for this country, you're not nothing like your father at least walked in the snow. Do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
I thought this video was going to be a big long tirade, and when I clicked it, I was like, oh, that was what that was. It's because all those things are now making sense now. You didn't know, he's intimidating, there's security everywhere, his kid is there, blah blah blah. You had to say something, and it took a lot of balls to say that. Right?
Yeah.
It took a lot of balls to say that. Now let's talk about a couple of other things. Like in my video that I did, I was like, oh, it was because I'm such a empath, but I sort of changed my mind today, I guess, after I read a bunch of comments. I was like, oh, his kid is there. And then I was kind of thinking, oh, sometimes I feel sorry for the kids because they didn't ask for this life, or they didn't ask for this political life. But people in the comments kind of pointed out, listen, girl, he closed down the whole ski resort, in a sense, not closed, but so that he could skip the lines. True. These vacations that his children get are all on taxpayer dime, right? And some lady wrote to me in the comment, a great comment, where she said, I can just afford to put food on the table and some clothes for my kids. We don't play basketball. They don't go to ballet. They don't ski. I have no money, extra money for skiing. And I was like, damn. And she goes, and so if that kid has to, hey, fuck you or whatever. Okay, sorry, fuck you or whatever, however you said it. Yeah, you said get the F out, right? So be
I said
it.
please. I said please.
Yeah, people say that in the comments. They're like, she did say please. And she
I
didn't
certainly
yell.
did.
Yeah, you did say that. So what do you make of this? You probably got some criticism because the kid was there. What do you say about that? Kind of.
I'm going to repeat what I said to the wonderful Sheila Gunn. I said, and I stand by it, I'm not sure what we're supposed to be sheltering children from these days, because Justin Trudeau is a man who has allowed explicit material to be available to our children in schools across the nation from kindergarten to grade 12. Explicit materials that talk about pleasure education, how to give the best blowjob, hand job. And he has approved this, he has championed for it, and he has name called and put down anybody who opposes it, even anybody with a reasonable argument. And so I am assuming that his kids are privy to that sort of information. So on one hand, he's exposing his children to things like pride parades where naked adults are marching down the street in, like I said, naked or in inappropriate wear, like leather masks and ball gags. And that's appropriate for him to expose his children to, apparently, says him as their father. But it's not appropriate to exercise freedom of speech in front of the children. So I just want to know if anybody out there would like to point out to me the proper guidelines for how we're going to shelter the children of Canada. I'd read those guidelines, absolutely, because some people think I broke them.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because people don't see how damaging this gender stuff is. It's completely damaging. People don't see how damaging it is if your kid is a swimmer and she's a girl and you think it's okay that she has to compete against a guy. That's damaging. Listen, we've all been swearing. Any mom has been swearing around their kids since they were born. I let F-bombs drop all the time, even when they were young. So the F-bomb isn't the big deal. I think it's more like, I think I was thinking, oh, maybe that's sad that like the kid didn't ask for it. But no, it's the kid is old enough. And the kid needs to see how people feel about his dad and what's been done to the country. Which brings me to my next question, is that obviously so many people are saying in comments and stuff how you said, oh my God, you said what they wanted to say if they could get up to him. So tell me, like, sort of your maybe brief synopsis. What do you feel about Justin Trudeau and what's happened to the state of our country that made you say those words?
Justin Trudeau has inflicted more pain on more people than I can count in a relatively short amount of time in multiple different ways. And not once has he ever accepted accountability for it. Not once. has he ever publicly said sorry, or that maybe he made a mistake, or maybe he went too far? Justin Trudeau is the king of doubling down on every wrong turn he has ever made. And all I did was say to him what I have been saying about him behind his back, and I got a chance to say it to his face. And that's a really big deal, because of all the pain he's inflicted. This is a nation in suffering because of this man. His
100%.
and people have said, like, it's not just him. He's a puppet. He's doing what a group of people have said, but he is the face. He is the leader. He is the mascot. He is the influencer of the country. He sits in the spot. His role that he fills is that of the leader of the nation. And he's not done it in an admirable way where I can say that he has earned any sort of respect from me. And I think that I did do it in a way that could be described as somewhat respectful. I addressed him by his title. I said, please. I used my manner.
Yeah.
And I was passionate. And I think that being a passionate Canadian is what we need more of.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because ever since I saw him do that, well, ever since the COVID nonsense that we were doing, and he's like, if you're not going to get on a train or a plane, like that clip always drives me nuts. And then when he was on the French language show going, these people are anti-science, these people are misogynists, the people that wanted to stand up for their bodily autonomy and all that. I mean, that, and then the news, what we did, completely dividing everybody. Yeah, it was disgusting. And he's had a big hand in dividing this country, tearing this country apart. And now it's in financial ruin for a lot of people. The other thing I said in my video is that when you said, Mr. Prime Minister, he turned around like a friggin' Christmas. He lit up like a Christmas tree, didn't he? He was like, yes.
Yeah.
He was smiling. And I was like, this guy actually thinks this lady's going to say something nice to him. Did you get that impression? Or were you still like, he's smiling, but he's still scary? Or what were you thinking?
I consciously knew that he would like that. And so I did that on purpose. Yeah.
You're smart. Very smart. Because people say that too. They're like, oh, she knew how to get him. She knew how to butter him up, right? Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister. And I bet he thought that you were going to say, I love you, or something, you know?
I was a bartender and a waitress for a decade. All men are the same. Just stroke that ego. Just a little tiny stroke goes a long way.
Oh my God, this is what my problem is, right? I need to be stroking something. But anyway, okay. So we never had those terrible books in school. But anyway, okay. So people are obviously so upset with Trudeau, but this is not the first go around. I mean, obviously people respected his father more, but there's now stuff, but maybe by not that much, right? There's just some stuff come up about his dad, right? I don't know if you've watched some of these podcasts where some people have revealed some very disturbing things about Pierre Elliott Trudeau, but I actually found, we don't have to get into that, but I actually found this clip on your Facebook. So I'm going to play it for everyone right now. Okay, this is from 1982.
The egg-spattered train carrying vacationing Prime Minister Trudeau has been dubbed the Caesar Salad Express. But nothing could have prepared the Prime Minister for the greetings he got in Northern Ontario. In Chapleau, it was a warm welcome, baskets of eggs and bouquets of flowers. But in Sudbury, it was back to making salads.
It was the largest and probably the most unfriendly crowd on Trudeau's trip. Hundreds of angry people hurled insults, tomatoes, and eggs at the private car carrying Trudeau and his 3 sons. When the tomatoes and eggs ran out, they started throwing rock. For many, Trudeau's visit was a chance to vent their anger over the economy.
Right. So that was from 1982. People threw tomatoes and lettuce and stuff at his holiday train. At the time, the employment minister, Lloyd Axworthy, said, if you applaud that type of silly extremism, then I think you are wrong. So even back then, people were like, don't speak up against him. This is silly of you. And now we're reliving that again. But at least his dad in 1984 retired from politics. But maybe he was, I don't know how old he was, but Trudeau just doesn't go away. They're trying to get rid. They're trying to get rid of him.
He's like a bad rash that keeps coming back.
Yeah, he's like herpes or whatever. Yeah. I'm joking. Oh my god! But like, why this man cannot just sort of just? He'll never step down. What do you think?
You know what? I don't know, and I don't want to make a prediction like that. I hope that he makes the right choice, but you know, the fact that not once has he ever accepted accountability for anything tells me that that is high apple pie in the sky hopes.
Yeah. Complete narcissism. Whatever he does is not. Why are you upset about anything? You shouldn't be upset. I'm over it. Why? And it's your fault. That's how I feel he is. Complete narcissist. Yeah.
The man lives on a completely different planet than the rest of us.
He must. And,
yeah.
And okay. Oh, and a long time ago, I had interviewed Dr. Stephen Malthouse, who was involved in a documentary called Uninformed Consent, and I had interviewed all these people. And over at Global, we treated Dr. Malthouse like garbage, as we made him look awful because he was writing exemptions for kids playing hockey so they didn't have to get the you know what or whatever, and we completely demonized him. And so we talked about that a little bit, and from my experience, I always had to put Bonnie Henry on TV and stuff like that with all the stupid press conferences with her rattling on about non-science things, and everybody knew it, right? Not everybody, actually. She fooled a lot of people. But I said to Dr. Malthouse, what do you think is wrong with this woman, Bonnie Henry? Like, why is she saying these things when she knows that this is wrong? And he goes, I don't know, like maybe she's MK Ultra or something like that. And at the time, I didn't really know what that meant. And in a way, I almost feel like that about Trudeau. Like mentally, you are on it. Mentally, Bonnie Henry is like a wolf in sheep's clothing. She did so much damage to everybody. What is mentally going? Does she really believe what she's saying? Because she can't, because she knows. We look at this numbers and the science. She knows what she's saying is fraudulent. So
They have to.
They have to. And so like, that's what I don't understand mentally also about Trudeau. Like, what stratosphere, what mental stratosphere are you in? We as normal, compassionate people cannot understand, I would say.
You know, it was like I said, Mr. Prime Minister, and he turned around, and the energy was like, yes, ma'am. Like he was there to like brighten my life and make it better, and I was just like, I'm not gonna high five you, bro. Like, like.
Yeah. You got that message wrong, dude. This is not what's happening. But then he probably had years of women idolizing him.
I mean, I would not say he's an expert at reading the room. So, I mean, he definitely turned around with the energy of like, I'm here. It's me.
Wow. So he still has that warped perception of himself. When there's trucks all over the place saying F Trudeau, like, you know, like look at he tweets something and gets crucified. Like, do him and his people not know what's going on? All these people seem mental. The whole lot of them, the CSIS people, all the people he surrounds himself with, the whole Liberal cabinet, when you watch the House of Commons, they're not, something's wrong with them. I don't find them normal people. I think they're mentally deranged, actually, to be honest. But now that you've done this video, where it's been all over, like, did Alex Jones retweet it? And who are some of the people that have sort of picked this video up?
A lot. And actually, I keep getting sent screenshots of people posting it on X and Instagram and TikTok, and to be completely honest, I don't know who all of these people are. Like somebody sent me a screenshot, somebody posted it on X. It had 330,000 views. That is out of the realm of reality for me. Like, I don't even know how to comprehend what that means.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess Alex Jones did repost it. A whole bunch of other people that I've been told are very important people
Yeah.
have reposted it, but I can't even rename them because I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
it was
it
on
wild?
I was sent a picture of it on the front page of a newspaper in China.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, that it's very surreal, and it's like this weird show that I'm watching. It's like I'm also a spectator in all of this.
Yes, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Gosh, I love these comments. Somebody put here Justin herpes. Sorry. Somebody else. I hope YouTube doesn't get mad at us. But anyway, chip off the old block. Just a lot. What I love is the people. Like, I love hearing from the people. Like, this is the best part of going live. But one lady says here, Canadians can be too nice. We go along with things longer than we should. So true. We need to hold accountable those who have given power to. Yeah, been given power to. Yeah, absolutely. Now,
I do.
Mhm.
Sorry, if it's okay, I do want to point something out.
Yeah.
I want to point out that, like, this video that I took and posted, it didn't go viral because of what I said. It went viral because of the way that people reacted to what I said. It went viral because people saw it and either celebrated it and were like, yeah, and reposted it,
Yeah.
or because it horrified people so much, they reposted it, bashing it. And so while I think that it was, like, I said it for me, I did that for me. That was to satisfy the dissatisfaction in me. And then it turns out that it's become this, like, anthem for a significant number of people around the globe.
Yeah.
And that was not something that I anticipated, and it was not a thought in my head when I did it. But I think that it's important to note that I am an individual who felt that way.
Right.
This has become important and a topic of conversation because of the globe's reaction to it.
Yeah, it's amazing how something can catch wildfire like so quickly, and when it escapes from what it was. It was just you going, "Hey, you, we don't like you," like, yeah, that's what I have to say, and then being a little scared too, right? We can understand that. Like, I love the fact that you've told us that, because that just shows it is scary. And all these people that think that they're going to have the big balls and go up and be different. No, you wouldn't. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, I like you. Okay, bye. And I'd be scared too, right?
Yeah,
like,
all of it. David and Goliath situation. I am a farm mom. I am a farm wife, stay-at-home mother, absolute nobody.
Aww.
And I told a world leader, go away.
I know.
Like, that's not
an everyday thing. That is an exceptional thing to do, especially a world leader that is probably hated in the world or disrespected. Why do you think Donald Trump is like, "Hey, governor, become the 51st state"? He's a joke. You think if Trump took him seriously, he'd be doing that? You think he does that to Xi Jinping or any other buddy? You know what I mean? No way. If you think he's gonna do that to Putin, no. But he'll friggin' tease Trudeau like a baby, right?
Yeah. And honestly, up until December 27th, I had it in my mind, if I ever run into Justin Trudeau, I'm going to treat him like the baby that he is. Well, I ran into Justin Trudeau, and it was scary. It wasn't like what I thought it was going to be. It was intimidating. It was nerve-wracking. It was exhilarating. It was it was releasing. Like it felt, yeah, like I was like, oh, I've been holding that in, man.
You let it out for all of Canada. And all of Canada appreciates that you said that. Plus, like if I could get him in a room, I'd nag him to death. Like I would want to say more. I'm not in a room with him to talk to him, right? But that's what we could get. And that was sort of that kick in the nuts that the country wanted to give him because of the state the country is in. If you cared about us as a democratically elected leader who we pay taxes to, you would not be making our country a shithole where homeless camps everywhere. I mean, I could go down the laundry list of the things that are wrong with this country. And that's why he's a joke. And oh my God, we all know this. Christine Anderson and the German member of parliament, she's like, leave us, we don't want your presence and all that kind of thing. Like I don't even know how he shows his face. He needs to just go away, move. Go, so you're done here, you're finished here. Oh, and just one more thing about being scared. There was that podcast of that lady, the black lady whose name I forget again. I always forget her. Caesar something, Selena. And she had to get in a room with Justin when she was quitting. And she said when she got in that room with him, she'd never felt so scared in her life. She said that too, because there must be something very imposing and scary about him, despite his,
Yeah, it's very clear that when you're in the presence of Justin Trudeau, his energy demands that you accept that he is the alpha.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because he looks very feminine to me sometimes in clips, very slim and feminine. But yeah, I can also see that. He's got that duality about him too.
Yeah.
But before, like, I can't let you go without talking a little bit about you. You are a bit of an activist, or how would you describe yourself? You have your own Rumble channel, right?
Yeah, I do.
So tell me about that.
So I am a parental rights activist. I've actually run for school board trustee twice in British Columbia and lost both times. Just in an effort to try to be a voice of reason on a school board in British Columbia. That's why I've been trying to get on. But in failing both times, I've maintained a Rumble channel under the heading Mums Against the Norm. And I have a podcast called A Conversation with Emily, where I discuss with different people who have been affected by gender ideology and what it means to them and how it has affected our communities across the nation and what it means for society as a whole. So I've actually done some really good conversations with some wonderful human beings, a couple of detransitioners who really have an important story to share. I've spoken with the author of Not Man Enough to Be a Woman, a book written by William Allen from the United States. I'm probably going to get this number wrong. I believe he spent 30 years living as a woman, maybe 20 years, only to regret and detransition. I interviewed a whistleblower who worked at the gender affirming care clinic in Kelowna, British Columbia.
Oh yeah.
And so
I would watch that one. Okay.
Yeah. I can send you the link to that if you'd like. Okay. And then I also, if you go further back on my Rumble page, I have a series called Storytime with Emily, where I read some of the explicit materials available in our schools across British Columbia. And yeah, I'd love a couple more followers over there, because a lot of the people that I discuss this issue with, they have an important message to share, and it's important that people take the time to hear what's going on around us.
Yeah, I did a CBC. I did a little quick video on some gender thing that a gender cartoon that the CBC was putting out on Kids TV, CBC Kids Morning or whatever. And I put that on YouTube, and that got taken down like right away. Like, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't even show the commercial and, talk about it. And they just pulled it. And, you think that you could talk about this on YouTube, but, a lot of times to speak maybe more freely, you've got to go on Rumble, although probably the same people are controlling everything. Who the heck knows? But Moms Against the Norm on Rumble. That's great. they do weird things. Like in my kids' school, my kids are teenagers, but in grade 6, I have this picture on my fridge of my kids' class, and there's a class of 20, and 3 of the people have transitioned. So when I say to my son, I'm like, well, what is this? Is this person, was this a boy or is this like a girl? And he's like, I don't even know anymore. He doesn't know. And I go,
Yeah.
well, what was the person last year? And he goes, I don't know. He can't even tell. Like, it's like he's in a class. He doesn't even know if the people are girls or boys.
And that's a problem. We should be able to visually identify a person when we look at them.
Yeah, like, yeah, or come on, man. Like, and you don't know how to, what am I supposed to say? Like the kids, they don't know what to say. And then I would drive the kids home from school and his friends would be like, well, aren't there just boys and girls? What's going on? Right? Like, you're messing the kids' mind up. Like, cut it out. Like, stop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, this isn't rocket science. This is not rocket science. A man cannot be a woman and a woman cannot be a man. It's just, it's just the way it is. I mean,
if you want to, when you're an adult, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner yourself, then we don't care.
But we don't want to pay for it with our tax dollars.
That's right. That's right. They got enough money, those people, they can do, but don't start messing the kids up now, because then they'll start thinking they're messed up and going on TikTok and identifying a certain way. Like, just leave it be. Come on, it's okay. Because that is a whole other topic, a whole other show that we should do.
Right.
Yeah. Emily, thank you so much for your video, for your gift to the world, for your gift to Canadians as we start a new year. We really appreciate that. Every small little bit helps. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you to all the people watching. I'm going to go back and read all the comments. They were fantastic. I just love reading them. And Emily, Happy New Year. And do you have anything you want to say before we go?
I want to say thank you to you for having me and giving me the opportunity to tell the truth of what really happened, and for everything that you do. Again, it takes some pretty big kahunas to give up an entire career just to tell the truth. Holy doodle. But my final thought I'd like to leave with all the viewers is Canada used to be a nation that was known for its strong citizens. We used to be that nation. And we can get back to that nation. We just need to be a little bit less afraid to speak up for ourselves. And we can do that.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear. I don't want people to be scared anymore. Don't be scared.
Yeah. And you don't need to drop an F-bomb like I did. If that was too far for you, I understand. But in some way or another, we need to drop the complacency and participate, even if it's in the smallest way. This is our legacy. This is our home.
That's so true. Well, so well said. Emily, thank you so much. All the best to you and your family. A happy new year. And let's do this again sometime. I think we should just jump on and do like a hot topic show or something.
Yeah, thanks. I'm into it. I'll do that for sure.
Okay, cool. And thank you all for watching. And we will catch you on the next whatever show, live stream. Thanks for all your comments, and just thanks for being there, all the support. I totally appreciate it. Okay, we'll talk to you next time.